Today we're looking at the Google Pixel 10 and the iPhone 17, the two most talked about base models this year. But in 2025, specs aren't really the differentiator anymore. So we're answering the bigger question: which ecosystem deserves your next 5 years of a smartphone? Let's find out. Okay, let's start with Apple, and the company's approach is very straightforward. Buy our stuff and everything works all the time,
but only if it has an Apple logo at the back.
The iPhone 17 isn't just a standalone device in the Apple world, it's just one part of a larger puzzle. I mean, sure, it works perfectly fine on its own, you can buy just this phone and you have a great experience, but that's like having an orchestra with one instrument. It's not bad as a solo, but it's designed to be part of something bigger. And once you see that harmony in action, it's really hard to go back to solo performances. Okay, for example, watch this. I could take a photo with my iPhone 17 and it comes out crisp and detailed because of the 48 megapixel dual camera, but before I even touch my MacBook Air, it's already sitting in my photos. No syncing spinner, no upload, no progress bar, nothing of the sorts. Just the iCloud photo library and the integration between iOS and macOS doing its thing. Another perk of the Apple ecosystem is universal control, and I'm not gonna lie, it works just like magic. So I have a MacBook Air and an iPad right next to it, and I can use one single keyboard and one single trackpad to control both of them. I literally just have to move my cursor off to the edge of my Mac screen and it appears on my iPad. I can type on my iPad using the MacBook keyboard, drag and drop files between them, even copy something on one and paste it to the other. I can copy text here on my phone, walk over to my Mac Studio and paste it. It's so simple, it's the kind of thing that you'll appreciate when you're working across devices all day, but you can take it for granted until you try to do it somewhere else and you then realize it just doesn't work.
So to be fair, Android does have its own version of universal control and all that stuff, but it is less universally supported because of the different manufacturers and Android devices that are out there. Apple controls everything. It controls the hardware, they control the software, so it just works seamlessly.
And then there's continuity camera. I place the iPhone 17 near my MacBook and suddenly I have a 48 megapixel webcam that can do center stage or portrait mode in real time. The new A19 chip handles all this processing on the fly, taking that camera data and processing it fast enough for live video. And it's leagues better than any dedicated webcam that I have used. You just place the phone down and that's it.
Okay, let's address the big elephant in the room, and that is iMessage. And the truth is, the green bubble and blue bubble discourse is honestly exhausting. But at the end of the day, if your people are on iMessage, then the iPhone experience is unmatched.
High quality media sharing, tap back reactions, seamless group chats, and with that new 18 megapixel selfie camera, your FaceTime calls look even better. But as soon as you step outside the Apple ecosystem, iMessage is one of the first experiences to fall apart. Now, green bubble aside, group chats with Android users don't work the same. They can't really edit or unsend messages, text effects don't work, and sometimes it even reverts to SMS. RCS helps a bit, but it's not the silver bullet. RCS was meant to fix that, and it helps a little, but it's not a silver bullet by any means. It's like Android users are finally allowed into the party, but only because someone's mom said everybody was invited. They're technically inside, but hanging near the walls while the real circle laughs and shares inside jokes. And this is true of all other integrated experiences I've just listed. The second you step outside, maybe you need Windows for work, maybe your partner uses Android devices, you hit walls. So it's really obvious that to unlock the full iPhone 17 experience, you need the rest of the Apple family. At the very least, the basic Apple trifecta: an iPhone, a MacBook, and AirPods. Then, depending on your needs, maybe also an iPad, maybe an Apple Watch, and that's the outcome Apple wants.
Okay, if you guys are finding this video helpful, make sure you subscribe. And I'm curious, do you think a phone's ecosystem locks you in too much, or is the convenience a good trade-off? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, let's talk about the other side of things, and that is the Pixel 10. So Google's philosophy is very different from Apple. In fact, it's the complete opposite. They are not necessarily trying to trap you in a hardware ecosystem. They care for what is inside the phone and how the software is well integrated into your life.
There's Gemini Live, and this is Google's conversational AI, and it runs directly on your phone. Now, the upgrade here is it's not just voice commands anymore. Gemini can interact with your environment, distance, and I can point my phone to anything in my building or ask for its history, and Gemini understands what I'm looking at and provides context. All powered by Google's new Tensor G5, 12 gigs of RAM, and a decent 4,970 million hours of battery. Now, in the Photos app, there's a feature called Magic Editor, and with it, I can reposition people in the frame, remove entire objects, and change the background. All processed locally on the phone. No cloud updates, no waiting, no third-party apps. And the computational photography here is still unmatched. And with the triple camera setup, you've got serious range when it comes to taking pictures. There's also the Add Me feature, which I think is really impressive. You know how when you're taking a group picture, someone has to hold the camera, so they always feel left out? With Add Me, you take the group picture first, then hand the phone to someone who's already been in that picture, then step into the frame, and the Tensor G5 chip stitches you in the original picture. It is one of the dopest things that I have seen in a while.
But here's Google's genius move. You don't need to use any other Pixel hardware for the Pixel 10 to be great. Now, I'm using this right now with my MacBook Air or the Mac Studio, and it works seamlessly across all platforms. Photos sync with the Photos app, then you have things from Google Drive that you can easily get on your MacBook. You even have messages that can be done through RCS on your Pixel 10. Now, I'm not saying it is better than the Apple ecosystem, but it is functional across all the platforms.
The Pixel Buds 2 Pro works well with this phone, fast pairing, solid audio, and decent hands-free features. And then the Pixel Watch 4 does everything you expect from a smartwatch paired with the Pixel, but here's the difference. I don't need them for the phone to feel complete. They're additions and not requirements. Same with the Pixel tablet and my Google TV. Nice to haves in the Google powered home, but the Pixel 10 can stand on its own. But the trade-off for this openness is inconsistency. Now, the Pixel Buds don't switch between devices as smoothly as the AirPods do, so when you're switching between platforms or mixing devices, so a Pixel phone, a Windows laptop, third-party earbuds, you lose that magical cohesive feeling that Apple creates. The Pixel 10 also starts at $799. Add $100 on top of that, and you're going to be getting the 256 gig variant.
So it's very simple. If you are picking up a phone in 2025, you are not just buying a device, you are signing a contract into that ecosystem. So whether you pick the Pixel or whether you buy the iPhone, you are more or less subscribing to how that phone will affect your everyday life. So I've been daily driving these two phones now for about 3 months. So here is my honest take.
I would say you should pick the Pixel 10 if you want intelligence over integration. If you work across platforms and you need a phone that doesn't care what laptop you own, this is the phone to get. If you want AI features, if you want better photography with better transcriptions, more helpful suggestions without buying 4 other devices, then the Pixel 10 is the phone for you. Choose the iPhone 17 if your work or your lifestyle will benefit from this tight integration. If you value convenience and willing to invest in the full ecosystem to get that polished experience, then by all means, get the iPhone 17.
So drop a comment down below and let me know what ecosystem you are in. And if you're considering the bigger phones, that is the Pixel 10 Pro XL and the iPhone 17 Pro Max, check out my review right here. I go in depth on both of them and come to a conclusion at the end. Thank you guys for watching this video. My name is KJ, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.